This is our MSK 32 needle brine injector. Basic controls of the control board here. You have a manual operator and an auto, which is your running function. You go to manual. You can manually operate each section independently. You can run the brine pump, you can run the motor drive, and you can manually bring the head up and down with these buttons here. On the larger units, MSK 56 and above, you have a mixer where this button right here would start the mixer function. And the mixer is an agitator that sits on top of the brine tank. Here are some more of the functions of the MSK 32, which includes an e-stop, a needle on and off switch for the air. This is a needle cleaning button, which we'll show you in a minute, which is used for blowing debris out of the needles. Now you come down here to the brine pressure gauge and the control, and this is how you increase and decrease the brine pressure. We're going to remove side panel, up. To manually operate the head up and down, you press manual. And then you're going to use these jog switches right here to move the head either up or down manually. Or if you press this switch here for the operation of the head, it'll move continuously without jogging, so that you can be doing this in maintenance mode. Okay, now we're going to show you the speed control on the machine. First, we're going to start the head moving up and down. We're going to go to the speed. This is a frequency of 25 hertz on the frequency drive in the machine. We can increase that. And you can see right here, we can adjust or choose the frequency to speed up the machine. Next, we're going to run the brine pump, pressing the brine switch. And you come over to the side over here. As the head moves up and down, it's only spraying in the down position. See, this one has a locking beam, so as the product is placed in, it's lifted and moved forward each index, and that's adjustable, and we'll get to that, show you how that's adjusted. This is how you determine the length of the stroke or the advance, so how much the product is lifted up and how much it's moved forward. So you can shorten that or increase that using this right here. You pull this pin up and rotate this wheel forward and back to adjust the length of the stroke, and it tells you, it gives you a measurement right here, so you know where you set this down exactly what the stroke length is going to be. Now you come down here to the brine pressure gauge and the control, and this is how you increase and decrease the brine pressure. Now the way the system works, it works through a bypass. As you decrease the pressure, more brine will bypass into the brine tank and less will go through the needles. As you increase, the bypass is reduced and more brine will go through the needles. This right here is your bypass. Depending on the pressure you have on your brine pump, more or less brine will bypass back through the tank. The more you put through the needles, the less will come through the bypass. The brine, as it runs through the machine, will pass through filters to collect any of the small bits of meat that come out of the injection process. And you have a filter system, starting with a course to pull and decreasing each time it's filtered. These are to be removed and cleaned. As the brine passes through onto this screen here, it's filtered once again. And as the brine passes through this filter, there's a fourth and last filter at the bottom of your brine tank that is also filtering before it goes back up into the head. Okay, we're going to show how the needle cleaning is done. First, we turn the air switch to the off position. Then we're going to remove these locking pins from the head. One on the back side. Then the one from the front side. These pins here. Then carefully tilt the head back. Let it rest on this resting bar here. And you're going to pop the needle up. Pull it out. Then you're going to insert the needle into the needle cleaner. Push it all the way in. And then after you've removed the needle and you put it into the needle cleaner, you're going to press the needle cleaning button, which is an air switch that pushes air through the needle cleaner and pushes air through the tip of the needle, blowing any of the debris out of the tip of the needle. After you're done, pull the needle back out and replace it back into the head. And you push it down. And when you put the needles back in, you always put a little bit of light grease and lubrication on these needles. Put these back in, push them all the way back in. And when you're done with all the needles cleaned and greased, lubricated, reinstalled, bring the head back up to this position and return the pins to the locking position. Last, you're going to turn the air back on to the on position. Okay, now we're going to do a start to finish, beginning, turning the machine on, going through the functions. We've already discussed all the functions, we've discussed all the settings, so now you're ready to use the machine. So the first thing you do is come up to the machine, you're going to turn your main power switch on. And you're going to let the HMI boot up. Touch screen right here to bring up the main menu. Make sure that your air is in on position. The machine will not function if the air pressure is low or not on. You're going to go to auto. And you'll see this green light flashing. This green light flashing means that everything is ready to go. There's no issues, no safeties or anything that are violated. It's ready to turn on and ready to run. So we're going to press that. Machine starts to run. Keep in mind, the whole operation is a matter of 3 different settings. The pressure, the stroke that we discussed on the length of the index, and the pressure and your speed that we set up on the menu when we check for speed. The speed, pressure, and stroke are your 3 ingredients to your recipe for what you want to pick up on the end. When you're done with the operation of the machine, everything is run through. Press the stop button. The machine is off. Ready to break it down and clean up.